Alright, here is our next radio to do. It is a Radiola 20. Picked it up at an auction for, I think I paid $45 for it. It's in reasonable condition. It's got a little bit of veneer damage here, just two little places. Other than that, the cabinet is intact. I don't have any idea how the the internals look good, but it doesn't have any meaning. Looks don't count when you're talking about something that's over 100 years old or close to 100 years old. All right, let's see. What do we have to do? We got to get the thing out of the cabinet, because we got to get that cabinet out to work on it. Okay. There are 4 screws that have to be removed. That's the connecting cord. It looks like the wires themselves are okay, but the outer jacket is completely screwed. Doesn't matter though. If we do it, we'll put the terminal strip inside. Alright, now, let's see, a little cup of some kind here. The whole contraption comes out like that. Okay, then I can pull. This is a lot more convenient than it first would seem. Okay, let's look it over a little bit here and see what we've got. Got the feedback coil here. It hangs in the, it's mounted separately. That's crazy. That's for the regeneration. Okay, let me get the riders. Okay, this is the most valuable of the riders books. All of this you can get online, but I have a hard copy of the volume 1. Okay, RCA. Let's see. That's 18. Okay, we're right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this in on the computer, and I'm going to scan it and make a full-size copy of it. Okay, here we got us a nice clean printout of the schematic and the layout, and that'll make it pretty easy to do. I've spotted a problem already. This thing is using 199 tubes, which are, let's see, I don't know whether I have got enough to fill it up. Let's see, you gotta have, okay, 1, 2, 3, I need 4 199s and 1 120 or 220. I've got one of those for sure, but the 199s, I think I've only got 2 or 3 of them. I've got 2 rebuilds, 3 rebuilds right here. Okay. All right, let me get the tester. Stick that tube in there. Okay. 3 volts is what it should take. Ooh. Wow, look at that transconductance. Even with 45 volts on it, it's got big transconductance. So 3 volts is the proper filament voltage. Okay, that one is excellent. Okay, another one. Oh, that's got an E on it already. Okay, let's see what it does. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay. All right. All right, we got 2 E's. They look like shit, but okay, this one has got writing on it. Ooh, how could that be? Wow. This one here, I don't think this is a modified tube. This is an original. This is a, okay, here we got another modified tube. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So that gives us 3 equivalent of 199s. Now, I've got guts here. I've got some bases and I've got some tops. Okay. So what I need to do, okay, we need a total of 5 tubes. Okay, we got 3 and 2 more. Okay, let me go get some more guts and we'll make them up. Okay, here we have pencil tubes. See, I'm looking for the ones with the 1.5 volt filaments or 3 volt filaments, low voltage filaments. 2E36. 2E36 power amplifier pentode 1.25. Okay, that will do for the output tube. 1AH4 RF pentode. Alright, let me hook up the 1AH4. And I think that's going to do it. Okey-doke. So we're going to connect together. Okay, the plate and G2 get connected together. Negative. Ooh, put that down to 0. Yeah, leave that filament set up high there and we can burn that tube out. That'd be funny. Brand new damn tube and burn it out. Okay. Another one. There we go. Woo! Look at the transconductance on that sucker. Wow. Now that's a tube that's got some gain to it. Okay, we're on a high scale, so we're reading, okay, 500. Yeah, we're reading 500. That's got gain. That's got ass-kicking gain. 45 volts. 22. We still got 300 transconductance at 22 volts. But 45 is what we would use. So that will work very nicely for 2E36. Okay, so same damn thing. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come in through the bottom pins. We're going to have a resistor to limit the current, and we're going to have diodes back to back. We'll put them both polarity because we don't know here what they're going to be. You just can't be sure that all the radios are going to be hooked up correctly. So we'll make it to where it can be either plus and minus or minus and plus. It won't make any difference. Alright, so we're going to use silicon diodes here. And that'll give us 1.4 volts, which will be good enough for the to light up the tube. good. You complete dork. I hooked the damn wires up. Yeah. What a complete dork. I went the wrong way on the damn tube. Pull them all off. Oh my God. Okay, from the dot, okay, those two go together. You know, when you get old, it just doesn't work. When I was younger, I made a lot of mistakes, but I don't remember it being as bad as it is right now. I mean, now it's terrible. Okay, now, the end with the dot is the plate, dork. My eyes are shot completely. I'm getting fat. Okay, now, filaments, and then the plate goes here. Okay, now, we got it all hooked up. Okay, now, let's see. We'll shoot the juice to it and see what happens. All right. Okay, 1.2 film. Ooh, look. That's on the high. So we're getting 400 and something with 45 volts. Right at 400. And if we go to 67, we go to 500. So we're really not gaining much in gain by raising the plate voltage. There's no reason to run it any higher, because we want the cathode current, the filament current, to be as low as possible. And if we raise it up to 67, we almost double. We double the current, and the life of the tube is directly related to the current from the cathode. All right, good enough. All right, so this one we're going to use for the audio output tube. It'll be the equivalent of the, that's going to be the equivalent of the 120. And then this one will just be one more, the equivalent of a general purpose. Okay, I'm not going to get rid of this yet, because we're going to, dang, I wish I can't tell what I did inside here. Oh, there's all kinds of crap down in there. I did these here I modified 10 years ago, so I can't remember what was in them. Okay, so what we have to have, I need diodes. Don't know what I've got here. I got diodes out the yin-yang, but I don't know what they are. Okay, what are... You can't tell. You can't tell what they are. The numbers are house number type things. They're crazy. All right, let me get a different box. Okay, back to the boxes. these numbers are. Let's see what they are. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see what, I got some good diodes here. I don't know what they are. Okay, these, you can't tell. There was no standard. When they made the first diodes, there wasn't any standard for numbering them. You know, like a 1N34 and stuff like that. That came after the fact. Okay. These are silicon. Okay, I'm going to put okay, what I want to do is I'm going to put some current through them and see what they read. Okay, let me turn that current down. And I want to okay. No, that's down. That's okay, yeah. Okay. I got a 1/4 amp going through it, and we're getting a total of 2.5 volt scale. Okay, that looks pretty good the way it is. Wow. Getting a little warm. We'll cut it down. Okay. Okay, that's 1 1/4 volts, which is what we want. Okay. Well, look who's here. Look who's here. Yes. You want to say hi to everybody? Huh? You want to say hi to everybody? Here, look in the camera. Yes. You kitty. Hey, you little kitty. Oh, you sweetie, you need some loving. Yes, you need some loving. Yes, you need some loving. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh, you a sweetie pie. Yeah. Yeah, she's come in to get out of the heat. It's not hot yet. It's about 85 out there right now. It's going to be a 10 ohm resistor in series with it. So I've got to have a couple of 10 ohms. Alright. So let's just go into the new resistor box. These are crazy colors. Alright, had another drawer full of resistors, so we've got 2 brand new 10 ohms. Now, we're going to connect these back to back. Or front to front. Okay. Alright. Now, what I've done is I've cut the envelope off, and we'll use that. Then we'll glue this one back on there, and it'll be a beautiful clear envelope. Okay, 45 volts. Okay, this is the equivalent of a 120, the power tube. And we got one more to go. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Now we just let that go ahead and dry, and we'll be ready to finish them off tomorrow. Okay, first thing to do, we've got two major problems here. Okay, these are known as major problems. Virtually always at least one winding on them is burned out, open. Sometimes both of them. Okay, we shall ohm them. Okay, both are burned out. Okay, and then this one over here. One good. Okay, now we got a resistor across this other one, which could be reading. I've got to read independent of that resistor. Yeah. All right. Okay, so the second one is okay. The second one is okay. Okay, I have to get those screws undone. Get that transformer around there. Oh, for heaven's sakes, why do they tighten these things so damn tight? God, I mean to say, ooh, they really put them in, or they really froze up, whatever. Whew. It took some force. One more. Okay, before I do anything stupid, all right, no, hold your temper. Oh, I was about to let loose one of the most foul blasphemies you have ever heard. Nobody can equal me when it comes to blasphemy. Nobody can equal me. But I held it, I managed to hold it. But normally when I get burned, then boy, I let loose. Wherever God is, he shakes when I blaspheme. Whoo, he will shake. Either get mad or say, "Ah, forgive the old fart." God damn. I hate the way they do that. Back in the old days, they used to take the wire and wrap it multiple times around the terminal. You know, labor was no problem back then. It didn't matter. They were making 25 cents an hour, if that. So if it took them 10 minutes to make each connection, they didn't care. They just didn't care. It didn't cost them anything. Cut here. Woo! See, these are standard coils here. Let me go get a coil. Alright, this is what we use to fix the transformer. These coils are universal replacement coils for the old single-ended to push-pull interstage transformers. And you get them at Antique Electronics Supply for around 20 bucks. Okay, the part number here is PT431. That's Antique Electronics Supply. I don't know why the hell their website doesn't say that. The website is Tubes and More, if you can imagine. Tubesandmore.com. And that's for Antique Electronics Supply. This particular transformer is put together with rivets, so I'll have to go get the grinder. We're going to grind the rivets out of it. Well, that ain't going to do. You don't plug it in. All right, let's try that. Can't get there from here. Okay, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to try to drill them. See, it rotates. Okay, we'll have to do it differently. You can't do that with this. It's not rated for vibration. Okay, I think we're ready to hammer them out. Okay. Gotta get it. I need the yellows. It's full of rosin. Old days they liked filling them with rosin. Of course, that makes getting the laminations out of there. Oh God! Oh my God! And we're going to get this coil out of there. All right. So now we've got our core pieces. Alright, now we take those and we stuff them into the coil. Okay, alright, here we go. Oh, this is a damn nuisance. Easy nuisance. Well, I got 2 of them done. We've got about 30 of them there, 40 of them maybe. I'm not going to leave the camera running the whole time. It'll take me a damn hour to get these all in there. This is another place where they just didn't know any better. It made it cheap to shear it. This was cheaper than two-piece ones to shear, but putting it together took time. But time didn't mean anything back then. If it took an hour to put it together, they didn't care. They paid somebody, you know, $1 a day, if that much, and they just had to work all day long, and that was that. If they got anything done, it was good, but if they didn't, well, okay, tomorrow will be there. It's the only thing you can conclude when you look at the designs of this stuff from back then. They just didn't care. I would hazard a guess that they might have had a machine that did this. They might have made up a machine. There were tens of thousands of these transformers. It's hard to imagine that they would have sat there like a bunch of idiots doing it by hand. Okay, that gives us our coil. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can find some screws. Over. Okay, now the grid is on two inside ones, and the plate is on the outside ones. Okay, now we don't need the center tap, so that just gets folded up in there. Oh, okay, we said the grid goes on the inside, so these go on the outside. Better ohm it, make sure we're okay. Looks good. go ahead and talk to God about. But fingers are really amazingly well designed. Okay. All right, now let's see. Okay, this one here goes on the inside. Number 3 is this one. Okay. All right, that takes care of the transformers. All the transformers are good. Okay, now the next thing that we have to do, figure out this connect cable. All right, the B plus, that is pretty much easy to determine. Those are going to be the B plus. Okay, A plus is yellow. Okay, that is an easy one right there. This one and this one are the filament. Okay, those two are the negative grid, the C bias, C voltage. Okay, we will put us a terminal strip in here with connections for the power supply, because the power supply is not going to be an external. It's going to be, we'll connect it up when we want to demonstrate the radio and unconnect it when we don't. Okay? The problem here, there's a screw here that's not screwed in right, so when this turns, it jams against the plates here and causes trouble. It's all loose. I can see that what I have to do is just get down in there, and the others are not any trouble, it's just that one. Okay, now when we rotate, okay, that one had gotten bumped in and was shorting when it was hitting here. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, now this one down here, absolutely jammed solid. All right, first, okay, I got to take these off of here anyway. I'll do that now. We're gonna refinish those and make them pretty. This is just dust. It just has to be wiped off there. It'll clean up nicely. Okay. This one is jammed. All right. See, what this is supposed to do is move this coil in and out. There's a crank on it that makes this coil, and that's what sets the regeneration. All right. Something is frozen up. There we go. Wow. Okay, let me get, we'll put some Earl in there. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, now that gets all of the mechanics done. Okay, the next thing we have to do these wires. 45, 90, and 135 volts. Okay, we don't need that. We're going to take all three of these and connect them together, and that will go to 45 volts. We don't need, see, if you're trying to drive a speaker or something like that, get really loud volume, then you can use that 135 volts on the output tube. But we're not going to do that. We're just running a small horn speaker, 50 milliwatts or whatever it is, and we can get that easily with the 45 volts. Okay, that cuts our B plus wires down to one wire. Okay, then, since we're running the small voltage on these tubes, we don't need, with 45 volts, you don't need any bias on a 01A type of tube, and that's what we've got. So we're going to take the 22 and the 4.5, connect them together. Okay, that's our bias. The B minus to ground. Okay, because we don't need any bias on there. Okay, that cuts us down to having 1, 2, 3, and that's it. We'll have 3 wires connecting to the power supply. We'll have B plus, we'll have common, and we'll have filament. So for our wires, this one is the ground. It's got our capacitor on it. Let me see if that's any good. Alright, let me hook voltage onto it and see what happens. So it has no leakage to speak of. And I need to take these and hook them together. Okay, and we need this one going to here. Now, I'm going to hook those two together. Alright, that's got the B plus all hooked up. This wire is corroded. It's 100 years old. So it has got a definite oxidation on it. Makes it to where it doesn't solder worth a darn if you don't scrape it down to shiny metal. It doesn't make sense. The drawing does not make sense, so I'm going to have to figure it out. Okay, it goes this way. So, first RF is here, second RF is going to be here. Okay. The audio output tube is there, and the audio gain tube is there, and the regenerator is there. These pins look like they're just dirty old corroded copper or brass, whatever it's made out of. First RF. Okie-doke. Nope. Pin. They didn't use banana this early. I don't think banana jacks were invented. See, we got us a horn speaker and the radio. Okay, now let's see. Power supply. Okay, now we've got our B plus voltage, which will go to the red, and we got ground which will go to ground. Okay. All right. I am definitely not hearing anything out of that speaker. We're getting about 7 milliamps of plate current. Okay.
Katie Tussle at Reason.com recently wrote about this. Hamas terrorists swarmed across the border.
Okay. That works absolutely great. So we'll have to have a C minus in there, adjustable. Okay. See, and this one is the regeneration, the tuning. Okay, very good. All right, now we just connect these wires up. Okay, that gets power supply terminals. Okay. Okay, that gets the electronic part of the radio finished. All right, first thing we have to do, we're just going to wash the whole thing down with lacquer thinner. Just get all the scunge off of it. Right here I got a couple of bad places. That's on the side, so it's really not that big a deal. Yeah. Okay, now I can quite easily make a couple pieces of veneer to go on there. We've got one little place here. It's amazing. The clamp is all the way open and it just barely makes it. Hey, barely makes it is a lot different than not making it. One more little place here. We'll just let that harden and it will do. Overnight, so let's see how our glued stuff is doing. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it out in the sun for a few minutes, and that'll harden that stuff very quickly. Alright, everything's dry, so I'll go ahead and coat this thing with stain, then get it out in the sun to dry. All right, I'm going to stick it out in the sun to dry. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to completely wash off the front with lacquer thinner. Okay, good enough. Okie dokie. Alright. Look, that looks gorgeous. Alright, we'll let that dry. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take each one and we're going to polish it a little with fine steel wool. This gets the shine in the major areas there. That looks good. Ooh, it looks good. Alright, see that? Okay, the next thing we have to do, we're going to make them a little golder. To do that, we're using one that's called Jacobine, plain old Minwax cheap hardware store stain. felt. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that. Okay, that just makes them nice and gold. Okay, now I'm going to put those out in the sun and let them dry. Okay, these have been sitting outside in the sun for about 3 hours. There's the book. All right, now we'll let those harden for a while, and then they'll be ready to put back on the radio. Okay, so battery setting goes there. We have one of these here. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to take these knobs and all these little ribs in there full of crud. Okay, that takes care of those. All right, next we've got these condensers. I'm going to do the same thing here with the buffer. Boy, that looks nice. That looks really nice. Okie doke. Phew, that looks really nice. All right, next we get the cabinet and put it into the cabinet.
To get back their energy, improve elimination, and get rid of itching, scratching, achy. Have surged to record levels. More times as many cases this year compared to last year. The statistics with 2 deaths, with the highest number of cases in New Jersey, New York City, Pennsylvania, and the West Coast. A year-olds are at greatest risk for developing whooping cough and having apnea and pneumonia. Vaccination, a trend that came to light during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
That lowered transmission
That's it.
contagious, and symptoms include watery. Join me, Charlemagne the God, for we the people, in Audio Town Hall with Vice President Kamala Harris, and you, live from Detroit, Michigan, exclusive on iHeart.
All right, Radiola 20 completely restored and working perfectly.
That's your healthy minute. I'm working.
That's it.